Hello everyone, this is The Last Word and I'm Maria Shakil. Tamil Nadu and the centre are locked in a heated dispute with the DMK government accusing the BJP-led NDA of attempting to impose three language on the state through the three-language formula in the national education policy. The language row has led to a war of words between the DMK and the state BJP unit of Tamil Nadu. Chief Minister MK Stalin has called an all-party meeting tomorrow to put up a unified front against NEP. Tamil Nadu BJP has said it will boycott this meet. The party plans to start a door-to-door campaign to counter DMK from Wednesday. While the national education policy does not mandate Hindi as part of the three-language formula and explicitly states that the third language can be any, the DMK-led Tamil Nadu government insists it is a backdoor attempt to impose Hindi. The DMK has said that it will continue with the two-language policy of the state. Remember, NEP was floated in 2020, just ahead of the 2021 Tamil Nadu Assembly polls. And in the run-up to the 2026 polls, NEP has once again resurfaced. So the question that we ask on the show tonight, is NEP fueling the language row? Joining me on the show, we have Anil Antony, national spokesperson of the BJP, Brijesh Kalappa, representing the Congress, Yazini PM, national spokesperson of DMK, Professor Geeta Bhatt is joining us. We also have Jai Prakash Gandhi, educationist. But before that, let's listen in to what Tamil Nadu BJP president had to say.
Tamil Nadu CM has called for an all-party meeting. Now, this is first time a funniest all-party meeting because nobody knows what is the agenda. Even when you go to a marriage, you will know the person who's getting married. But in this case, CM has imaginarily called for an all-party meeting. It only shows his fear. He is not discussing any issue that is affecting a common man.
Yazini, I'm going to begin with you. Is this an imagined fear?
No, basically, Annamalai has always been indifferent to the sentiments of the Tamil people, as we can see, be it NEP or even the delimitation. So it is definitely not an imaginary fear. I think Annamalai should know the history of Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, we are focused on education and then empowerment and then the welfare schemes, because we know that the investment in education has a multiplier effect. And we also know and we have proved that, education is a very critical mean for the mobilization of the marginalized. And of course, it is done as a very well. And the most important aspect that we have to focus now is that we as a state, we have invested and we have been following the two-language policy for about 60 years now, and we have had extremely beautiful outcomes. We do not have any models of success from any other states that have adopted and followed the three-language policy. Let me even bring in the numbers here. These are the numbers that are specifically mentioned in the national education policy, as well as the indicators of a successful education model. Let me talk about the gross enrollment ratio in the secondary education and the higher secondary education. In Tamil Nadu, the GER for secondary education is 97%, while that for the Bihar is 45%, for UP is 63%. The GER in higher education in Tamil Nadu is 82.9%, while that for Bihar is merely 30%, for UP it is 53%, and for Gujarat it is only 43%. And with regards to the higher GER into the higher education like colleges, including technical education, Tamil Nadu has already surpassed the benchmark which is set by the national education policy for 2030. I do not understand why this national education policy is being imposed on Tamil Nadu, and more importantly, it is the extortion, by not releasing the funds of SSA that the BJP union government is playing. For any union government, if the union government wants to focus on the education of the children of the of the nation, they should actually look for success stories and implement that success story into the other states. But here it's the reverse that's happening. The union government is trying to average the to bring in the increase the average of the nation by pulling down an overperformer. We have time and time again, we have proved that, and we have given you numbers. These numbers are not the ones that have been released by the DMK.
No, but my question is that it's a bogey which was raised ahead of the last assembly elections. It is being raised again just ahead of the elections which will happen next year. So is this more politics and less factual?
No, it can't be less factual, because I just told you the numbers that are being released by the
let's bring in Anil Antony. Anil Antony, doesn't the BJP fear isolation in a state where you have very limited footprints? You have been trying very hard to expand your base in Tamil Nadu. There is this very strong sentiment against Hindi in the state. Why would you continue to have this kind of push where you are seen to be pushing it in a backdoor form? Although, I interviewed the education minister, he has clarified everything, but still if this discussion is persisting, then BJP has to do much more than just doing this door-to-door campaign.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you for having me in the show. First of all, the Bharatiya Janata Party would like to first categorically say that this is not a policy that is just for Tamil Nadu. This is for the entire country. The new national education policy was launched in 2020, and this is not the first NEP also. There was one in 1968, one in 86, and now there is one in 2020. All the previous NEPs also had suggested 3 languages for the students. But Tamil Nadu was an exception where from the first time itself, the state had boycotted the 3-language formula and insist on 2 languages. But when we look at ground scenarios, it is just creating a scenario where it is the disadvantaged students, it is the people who are underprivileged, who are suffering and who are who are suffering because of this policy. You look at all the private schools in Tamil Nadu, they all are, other syllabuses, which is not the state syllabus. They all have 3-language policies. They are all teaching 3 languages. And here you have a state which is insisting that we will only teach 2 languages. There is no question of Hindi imposition also. This is not about Hindi at all. This is about the future of our students, where we are giving more options for our students. This, unlike the 2 previous NEPs in 68 and 86, which insisted that the 3rd language has to be Hindi. In this particular NEP, we are saying that the 3rd language can be any Indian language. And we are giving options for our students, where we are giving more opportunities for students to have national integration, have exposure to more Indian languages, which will generate more opportunities. So there is no logic in Tamil Nadu government insisting that this is imposition, etc. This is a question of national integrity and the future of our students.
Brijesh Kalappa, what's the stand of the Congress party? It stands with the DMK, I believe.
See, Maria, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, and not just Tamil Nadu, I think as far as the language of each of the southern states is concerned, you will find that most people in the south of India speak more than 2 or 3 languages. But that is not a similar story in the north of India.
Yeah.
You will find that although there is a so-called 3-language formula, less than 25% of the people in the country, and more so in the south of India, speak more than 2 languages. So therefore, in the south of India, we speak a far more number of languages. And this is something which the north of India must at some point in time emulate. Because we in the south certainly feel left out. We don't feel integrated to the rest of the country. Because even while I'm sitting in Delhi, many of them still refer to us as Madrasi and so on and so forth, without realizing that there are 4 states in the south of India.
Not anymore. That used to be the case, but not anymore, perhaps.
No, maybe not where you live, Maria, but people like me still encounter it, as far as
that's
being
really
called Madrasi and so on and so forth. So I think it's more to do with the psychology of the South, right? The South has been forging ahead. We are doing economically superb, and as for compared to the North. So when we feel denigrated in this fashion, that you're pushing a language down the throat, this is something which is unacceptable to us, right? And can you name anybody from the north of India who has learned the South Indian language? While similarly in the South, everybody virtually speaks Hindi, of course.
Let's bring in Geeta Bhatt now and Jayaprakash Gandhi. Geeta Bhatt, shouldn't there be more efforts that should be made by the centre to get stakeholders on board? Education Minister, when I spoke to him, he said that all efforts have been made and there have been constant engagement. But this, if it is political in nature, then there is this much that can be done.
Well, Maria, diversity of languages and national unity, they complement each other. This is how the national education policy has visioned that education should be taken further in the country. And as has also been reiterated, the National Education Policy 2020 rather very categorically says that out of the 3 languages, 2 languages have to be any of the Indian languages. It does not say Hindi, and the third language can be any other language. It could either be Indian language or a foreign language. So with this kind of a clarity, I think this whole controversy related to 3 language formula, it, as you just mentioned, it again, time and again, it comes when it seems there is a political motive which is related to it. Every time there is an election round the corner, this issue is put forward by the political parties who feel that using this as an emotive language, as an emotive issue, one can gain politically. Now, this is important also that in Tamil Nadu, the ruling party, many of their members and the chief ministers, many relatives who have their own schools. In all those schools, Hindi till class 8th or 10th is being taught. So, and why is it that when you are talking about the other state languages, you are other schools which are there in the state, you are trying to make it a political issue? Let us say there is a freedom. You want to learn Hindi, you learn. If you don't want to learn, you don't learn. The National Education Policy does not impose it at all. It is very, very clear. So it is requested that I think the political parties should, and I am sure that the people of Tamil Nadu...
Please respond, and then I bring in Jayaprakash Gandhi.
See, first of all, we keep telling you that there are a lot of good things in national education policy, but few things cannot be accepted. For example, language. Even the last show, I said that language can be learned by even AI. Today, AI tools have come. That's what even our chief minister have said. You can learn the basic state language and one English. Can you tell me one? The BJP spokesperson, sir, said that we lose opportunity. Can you tell me one? There is any survey saying that because the student does not learn the third language, he has lost the career opportunities? Definitely not. And today, AI tools can be taken. Right now, I'm in US. When I go to Canada, when I spoke to Canadian students, I was speaking in French. I don't know French, but I was able to use the AI tools to translate with them. Why should I learn French when we have a technology to do it? Tell children to learn about the technology. There are no need to learn. If you know the English and if you know the mother's language, more than enough. This is what we keep saying it. And remember, the statistics, come. See, 70% of students who write NET exam or JEE exam are writing in English, in spite they have second language in Hindi. Why those students never prefer to write NET or JEE in Hindi? They could have written in Hindi. Even Hindi has been written. Why they have not written it? So students prefer English to write the top examinations like NET and JEE examinations. So why are forcing to learn one extra language when we have the technology to learn about it? And never seen. See, in northern states, they say the third language. And tell me one thing, most of them are teaching Sanskrit, and the examinations have not been properly evaluated. Most of them have failed even in Hindi. They make the Sanskrit student who taken the third language, they just like that they pass. When you don't evaluate and you just make them pass, why should we have pressurize a student to learn the third language? Why not we teach them to learn about the technology? AI. We are already far behind in AI. Do you know that? We are far behind in AI technology. And remember, we are not even able to invest. In the budget, they said only 500 crores. Peanuts, sir, peanuts. It means that we invested only $7 million. The same US is investing $500 billion in AI, in education, in healthcare, and everything. We should talk about all these things. We are only talking they said that there is because of elections they are doing. I agree. The political things, we should not have any political interference in education system.
Mr. Gandhi, are you of the opinion that the students of Tamil Nadu are being denied an option of a third language?
No, I don't see. See, 90% of schools are run by state government, and state government schools there are private schools. Only 10%, less than 10% are CBSE schools where they teach Hindi or whatever thing. No, you cannot say this is run by politicians, this is run by industrialists. They are doing something good. Even politicians run schools, but most of them are state schools where they don't have the three language. We have only two language. Everything is a wrong statement given by few political parties. 90% of the schools, do you know how many, today plus 2, 8 lakh students have written in state board in plus 2. How many students did 8 lakh students wrote in CBSE in Tamil Nadu? Never. So, see, just for minimum for 5%, 7%, you cannot. It should be majority of the students. What students of Tamil Nadu prefer is two language. Don't enforce. Let them learn if they want the third language. We are not saying don't learn. Please learn third language if it's necessary. There should not be no evaluation. Today, anybody can learn any language at any stroke of time. It's not necessary they have to school, they have to be enforced or implemented. No, give them a free hand. This is what we are educationists like to say. There are a lot of things to talk about. We need to make our students employable. We need to make students to go ahead in the technologies. We are not talking about all this, and we are talking about the language row. Any politician is able to talk about how we are going.
Point well taken, sir. Point well taken. Perhaps Anil Antony will be able to respond to this. I mean, the concerns are far wider, bigger than being stuck in what is a vicious circle here.
Thank you. I was listening to the conversation, and to be very honest, there are no genuine concerns. This is just a clear case of fear-mongering and trying to misguide the public. For a while, the India Alliance members, the members of the opposition, they have been trying to create hypothetical and imaginary divisions in the country, including North versus South, etc. It happened during the Lok Sabha elections also. The people of India comprehensively rejected that, and in the North, the South, the West, and the Eastern part, the Bharatiya Janata Party had more number of MPs than any other party. And now, once again, like you are, the opposition members are talking about many points. But first of all, let me ask, there is a Congress spokesperson here. In 1968 and 1986, twice, the national education policy was created by Congress governments, and both of them insisted on 3 languages. And the third language is insisted to be Hindi. What the Bharatiya Janata Party and the NDA government has done is we had now made it much more inclusive, where we are saying that 2 languages can be any Indian languages. There is no imposition of Hindi. It can be any Indian languages. Then even the other trends, for example, AI. It is the NDA government which is now creating data sets in regional languages also, which is making sure that every quality data sets and content is available to each of our 140 crore citizens based on any language they speak. Similarly, it was the NDA government again in the recent times in any NET, joint entrance examinations, where now people are having
an option. So let Brijesh Kalappa and also Ms. Yazini respond. Yazini, beginning with you, please go ahead, and then I bring in Mr. Kalappa.
Yes, I would like to bring in a fact here that in Bihar, around 56% of the teacher post is vacant. Is the Bihar government going to focus on language, or is it going to focus on bringing in teachers for teaching the subjects like science, history, and geography, and etc., which is actually going to be be helpful for the students? My first question: this is the status in many of the Hindi belt states. My second question: which state in the Hindi belt has successfully implemented 3 language policy, given us a better outcome when compared to that of a Tamil Nadu that has followed a 2 language policy? And third, we are being more democratic, we are being more nationalist when compared to that of the BJP, because if BJP actually wants the students of the Hindi belt states to succeed in their life, to become employable, they should be focusing more on the skills, as Tamil Nadu has done with the Nan Mudalvan scheme, wherein we focus on the skill development of the students, which is the core requirement in the industry in the current circumstances. And with regards to the criticism about the North-South divide, I think it was the BJP that initially started the North-South divide, by stating that the keys to the treasury of the Puri Jagannath temple is in the hands of the Tamilian. So it is the BJP that has been fueling the anti-Tamil, anti-South sentiments for their political benefits, and Tamil Nadu is clearly giving you numbers. We are not hallucinating like the BJP is doing. And with regards to the indirect imposition, we have a very clear outcome data wherein majority of the states that have, I'm sorry, it's not that visible. Majority of the states, I think around 12 states, more than 12 states have adopted Hindi. And that has the government, has the the BJP government given us any data on the number of teachers that are available to teach the other regional languages? And more importantly,
a quick response on that, particularly when that question was asked with regards to North Indian states. Do you have an answer there, Anil Antony?
See, first of all, again, let me once again here. There is a clear attempt to create a division between North and South, etc. This is not a question about North India.
I just pointed out to the North-South divide that the BJP took, not the ones. We are merely responding to the imposition. None of the union governments, specifically the Congress government, they did not arm twist any of the state governments that they won't be releasing the legitimate money that the state government owns just because they do not accept a policy. Policy is merely a suggestion and it does not, there is no mandate that we have to accept.
Let him respond, ma'am.
Yes. So this is out of context, and these are accusations which are again political in nature.
No, she has asked specific questions with regards to other North Indian states, so just respond to that.
So this is not a question of North India or South Indian states. This is a question of giving our students, our young people, who are the backbone of our India's trajectory, more opportunities and openings for learning, and also getting more avenues of mobility. You talk about just 3-4 years back, till 2020, the old education policy was created by the Congress government. And it was the Congress government that in 86, when they made the new education policy, specified that the third language has to be Hindi. It is not the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now we have actually made it much more inclusive, where we are saying that each of our students can learn a third language if they would like to. And we are giving them openings. And then let me first specify Tamil Nadu. Like, it is our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji himself who has ensured that Tamil culture is actually propagated much more than anyone else across the world. You look at Tirukkular translations. It is Modi ji who took the initiative to translate into 13 languages. The Tamil.
Yeah, see, Maria, I think the first thing I'd like to point out is what is the allocation as far as Tamil is, as far as Hindi is concerned. It's in excess of 600 crore. What is the allocation in terms of how much Sanskrit gets? It's over 100 crore. How much does, for instance, Tamil get? About 5 crore. How much does Kannada get? 3 crore. So I think this itself will tell you the entire story as to what is happening in this country and which language is being shoved down whose throat, right? Now, what is the proliferation of a South Indian language in the rest of India? If there is a 3-language formula across the country, does somebody from Uttar Pradesh learn Tamil or Kannada? I think this is a question which is very germane to all of us. If there is a 3-language formula which is in existence, then why are foreign languages being allowed and why are they being perpetuated in the rest of North India? I think this is something which hurts us down south. Now, if there is a proper division in terms of languages, then do it properly. I don't think this manner in which 600 crore for one language and 3 crore for another language, it shows that this is the equal status given to 2 languages. After all, Hindi is not the national language.
Okay.
The constitution doesn't say Hindi is the
I have just
enough
time for Professor Geeta Bhatt. Professor Geeta Bhatt, what exactly will be the solution here?
Maria, I just want to put forth 2 points. First is that, if if the national education policy is asking for a 3-language formula, is it no one has asked that Tamil Nadu has to, ask Hindi to be taught in the schools? Why can't in the 3-language formula, they can, teach the students to learn Malayalam or to learn Kannada or to learn Telugu? That can also be put forward. I mean, why is it, no one has asked Tamil Nadu that they have to subjects. First point is this. So is it that they don't even want that, another alternative South Indian language can be learned by the students in Tamil Nadu?
Okay.
Second point is that those who are talking about the learning from AI and that, there should be emphasis on skills. I want to put forward that this is for the very first time that books which are related to skills, which are related to medical education and technology for the very first time have been put forward, translated into, till today, I think at least in 15 languages, such type of books have been put forward while implementing national education policy.
Right.
There are only 11% as far as 2011 consensus, people who can speak or learn English, including it as a 3rd language.
All right.
So it is a very important aspect that in all the Indian languages, such technological books should be, technology related books should come. So the state government should also should participate in it and encourage it rather than just standing against the
Tamil
national
Nadu when
education
all party meeting will happen, but that meeting will not be attended by the BJP, which on the other hand will be actually holding parallel events, spreading more information, they say, a door-to-door activity. Thank you so much for joining us, Professor Geeta Bhatt, Jayaprakash, Gandhi, Yazini, Brijesh Kalappa and Anil Antony. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching. And we have Vishnu Shom here in the studio.
Thanks very much. Left, right and centre coming up in just the next couple of minutes. It's the Trump wars against China, Mexico, Canada, perhaps several other countries. I'm talking about the tariff wars, not Ukraine. But there's news as far as Ukraine is also concerned. America says that they're going to stop arming Ukraine. Where does that leave Kiev in its war against Russia? There's also an important obesity report which has come out from Lancet. What are the implications of that for us in India? All that and a lot more coming up on Left, Right and Centre after this short break.